Okay, it's not okay. I'm going lamb, Mediterranean grill. Lyrics be aiming to kill. Scalping thousands like I'm a Native American. You'll get your cranium peeled. Chop it, toppers toxic like a uranium spill. Manian ill. Got a bulletproof vest dipped in vibranium steel. I make it look easy, believe me. I could be Stevie and still wonder. Had a white man gonna try to take down 144,000 kill. I don't get involved with no mushy feelings. Kill us by the thousands, it could be millions. Edomites, they the will be villains when the executors.
Patrilineage on your father's?
On my dad's side,
okay.
But it's his mom. You know what I'm saying? It's my dad's mom's side.
What's his dad?
That's what we don't. You know what I'm saying? He got the story to where his dad, he thought his dad was his dad until he was on his deathbed, and then they told him, "Oh, your dad not really your dad. Here's this picture." So that's what I'm like. And then I know his dad that we thought, my granddad is on some, or at least one of them.
Okay, so you can't trace it back as far as lineage goes. So let's test the spirit then. Let's go through some of these curses. Go to 28, Deuteronomy 28. Let's go through these curses and let's see if your spirit testify with the spirit of the Bible. Because that's another way we could figure out if you're of the Esau lineage or the Israelite lineage. Let's see how you feel about certain things.
That's hilarious.
Deuteronomy 28 from 1:15 and then go to 54.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Start at 1.
All right. Well, okay. Verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Now, you say you watch our channel, right? So you know a little bit about this, right? How long have you been watching this? Or watching the Israelites at all?
2020.
3 years. So you know a little bit. Okay, check this out. God put curses on the Israelites, right? Because they didn't want to listen to what he said. He told them, if you do what I say, I'm going to bless you. If you don't do what I say, you'll be cursed. So in verse 1, he's finna go through through the blessings, 1 through 14. And then from 15 through 68 is all the curses. Now, a lot of the curses that's in our community, by you growing up in your community, you grew up in the ghetto just like everybody else, right? So you know what's going on in the ghetto just like everybody right here, right now. So you know that us as a people, we grow up in mostly single parent households, raised by mothers. That's one of the curses that was put on our people.
Mine is a rapid, consistent divorce type of house. You know what I'm saying?
Your biological father was in the house?
In the beginning,
then he left or whatever. Got you. Go to 54.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Now you see that? That's one of the curses that was put on us by God for not keeping his commandments. So what we got to understand, in order for us to get back to where we need to be as a nation, we have to start keeping God's commandments. So first and foremost, do you know any of God's commandments?
Yes.
Which ones do you think you know?
Yeah, it's the think I know.
I know.
Yeah. It's the, because I've heard.
Which one?
613.
Mm-hmm. And out of 613, you think you know how many?
The main 10.
The main 10?
And again, think.
The main 10. Well, look, this is the thing. I know it's some outside of the 10 that a lot of people don't adhere to. And I could tell just by looking at you, there's a few of them that you might need to know so you can start keeping them if you're into keeping God's commandments. Are you?
Yes.
When you think of God, do you look at yourself as a person that tends to keep God's commandments or want to keep it? Do you feel bad when you do things that you think may be against God?
Yes.
You do. So let's get into some of these laws. You got. All right. Let's go with Leviticus. I know what you already got already.
All right. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 27.
19 and 27.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads.
Now we've seen you rub your face, rub your beard. You already know then. So if you know, you ain't supposed to get a line up. If you know you're not supposed to cut your beard, once we read this to you and you know, you can't do it no more. Because if you do, I'm going to read another verse that's going to tell you what's going to happen to you once you know the law and you still break it deliberately.
Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Verse 28.
That was it?
Okay.
Yeah. So you know now, don't shade it, let it grow. You can trim it up, make it look neat and all, but to cut into the line itself, to cut it down all the way off, to get the little trims and try to beautify yourself and all that extra stuff. No, we're not going to do that because why? The Bible, God told us not to copy the customs of our oppressors. We're not supposed to copy Egypt. Shaving our beards off and hair and all that is an Egyptian custom. That's what they used to do in Egypt because they were plagued by lice back then. When we were in captivity in Egypt, they used to have a lice thing back then. So all of them used to cut all their hair off of everything. If you notice, if you look at a lot of them old Egyptian shows, what happened? They got painted on eyebrows, the fake beards, all that stuff. Why? Because that was they custom in. That's what they did. So us being in their captivity, we did the same things. Just like here in America, we're here as captives in America. We copy American customs. We dress American style. If I went to China dressed how I'm dressed, they gonna look at me and be like, oh, he from America. Because I look American. I act American. You know, so we have to break these strongholds off of us and come back into our natural culture and our natural heritage that God gave us personally. And he gave it to us, and he's upset that we're not actually keeping it anymore. But he also knew that it was going to be a time when we forgot who we were, because that was one of our curses as well. That we were going to be stripped of our culture and heritage. We're not going to know who we are. We're going to come to a land around people we don't know. We're not going to know the language, and we're not going to be able to understand them, and we're going to worship wood and stone. These are things that was put on us as curses. So we have to understand and come back to who we are. And God said in 1 Kings, yes, sir. Go ahead.
I was like, we gotta care about trying to reach our family.
Reach our family.
In the sense of
yes.
Thanksgiving.
No, not in the holidays. We don't.
No, I mean,
we don't keep holidays.
No, that's what I mean. Like,
you got to think about this. God don't want us to copy the customs. So this is the thing. Your family might still uphold American traditions or holidays, but once you come into this truth, you keep God holy days. We don't keep holidays.
Reach my family.
You could reach them, but I'm gonna tell you this: they're not gonna like what you got to say. It's just that simple. If they're not trying to follow the truth and you hitting them with the truth, they're not gonna want to hear that. Everybody right here done been through that road already. When I got into the truth, that was the first thing I did. Mama, you can't eat pork. Mama, you can't do this. Mama, sister, brother, and none of them listened to me. But when I hit them with scientific facts, show them pictures of, oh, this is what your brain gonna look like with the worms in it. They stop eating pork, but they won't listen to God, but they'll listen to a picture. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand, you got to see, my thing is this, you got to figure out how to reach them. That'd be the thing. Give me Isaiah 66, no, 33 and 6, 33 and 6, 33 and 6. You got to understand how to reach your people. That's the thing. You got to understand that everybody's different. I could tell you something and you will receive it in a certain manner, but I could tell him the same thing and he gonna look at me like I'm stupid. Because it's all about the spirit. That's why I said, just because you can't track your lineage, let me see where your spirit at. Because the Bible says your spirit go testify with it if you're part of it. Right? You got it? Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
You see that? Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of the time. The Bible says what? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right? So we have to understand that in order for us to get where we need to be, we have to first, one, educate ourselves. We have to get the knowledge of God within us. Understand that knowledge to where we can utilize that knowledge that we obtain in a matter of wisdom, which also comes from this book. Because what? The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So if you don't fear the Lord and start keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, you're never going to get to a point of having that true wisdom. So you will never be able to get to a point to really bring in your family because you ain't even at the point to where you didn't took the toothpick out your own eye before you try to snatch logs out of theirs. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So first work on getting you where you need to be first. You start wearing these fringes. You got numbers? Bring that out real quick.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments throughout their generations.
Throughout their generations. So as long as we as a people are generating, we are making babies, making new creatures that is a part of us. We are supposed to wear these forever. These are called tassels, fringes. We're supposed to wear these things. This is what God commanded us. Now, you understand when you wear these, just like you see every brother out here has them on. If I didn't know you personally, and you were walking up this bell line, you had these on, I would know that you do listen to God, that you do adhere to God. And if I seen an Edomite, a Moabite, or any other nationality that's not of our people, that's not a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American attacking you, by law of God, I'm gonna put my life on the line to save your life. I ain't even gotta know you. I just know you my people. And I follow the laws of God. And there's a law of God saying I can't sit back and idly watch your life be in danger without helping you. I'm not gonna sit here and let you be George Floyd. It ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna record. I'm gonna go kick that police in his damn head. And I'm gonna go to jail or they gonna shoot me. It's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. But you ain't gonna die in front of me. Unless we all dead. Then we go holler about that later. You feel me? Or you fig me? Finish that?
And it says, and that they put upon the fringe a border, a ribbon of blue.
See, blue is the color of royalty. You see that? Blue, purple, those are the colors of royalty. So God wants us to be royal, huh?
Do semantics matter? Blue. What shade of blue? Baby blue, black.
It doesn't really matter what shade of blue. He just said a ribbon of blue. You gotta understand the color of blue you use. I wouldn't say use like a sky blue or nothing. You want to use a real blue. You know, like blue. You see? You know what I'm saying? Not sky, not baby powder blue, all that old, you know, that's getting fancy with it. Guy, they didn't have baby powder. Yeah, we're not finna be doing all that.
That's what I don't, that's these are the type questions I be asking.
Yeah, but see,
they talk about the scarlet and the red.
But see, you can't do that, brother. Don't go down the rabbit hole, because once you go too far down the rabbit hole, you gonna get lost, my nigga.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't do that, bro. Don't start asking weird, all the crazy stuff. Sometimes you can just go too deep. Oh, he said blue. Which blue? Baby blue, powder blue, green blue, aqua velvet blue. Come on, bro. No, just do blue. Don't trip on which blue. Just do blue, because God knows your heart. He knows your intentions. He knows what you're doing. He ain't go. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to be a specific different blue, he would have told you, let me get aqua blue. He would have said that clearly. Just like he said everything else. Don't eat shrimp, crab, or lobster. Don't eat pork. He said these things. If that wasn't the case, he would have just straight up said, hey, don't eat animals that's green. How stupid is that? You know what I'm saying? God is not a creature that's stupid. He has ultimate knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So he's going to give it to us plain as he wants to give it to us, and give it to us as difficult to the ones he wants not to understand. He already figured all this out before we even hear. So let's not overthink things. Let's just read the Bible for what it say and do exactly as it say. Let's not add to it. You see what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with a lot of these Christian people around here. They add to the Bible. They put in the Bible what they want in the Bible instead of just reading it for what it says. If you just erase your mind, blank, and come into this as a child, that's what Christ was saying. You have to be reborn into this. Come as a baby. When a baby comes to the world, what happens? Their brain is blank. They don't question nothing. Whatever you show them and tell them is what they absorb and do. You see what I'm saying? That's how we have to be when we come into this walk, into this truth. We have to come and wipe our mind blank of all the stuff we was born into, like Christmas, Halloween, Easter. These are things that was put into us through our family structures. It's in us, but that don't mean it's the right thing just because they were taught that by their granny or great granny and great granny. They kept going down traditional lines. That's what I used to tell my mom, like, bruh, you got to stop doing Christmas. She didn't want to stop. She told me, that's all I know. I'm old. My mama taught me Christmas. I'm going to keep doing Christmas. No. Now you know better, because now I'm finna teach you better. I'm telling you what Christmas came from. I'm telling you what Christmas really is. How it started as a homosexual thing where men used to have sex with each other and lock their women and children up in barns and have orgies with each other. And they banned it for hundreds of years, and it didn't come back out to the 1800s.
I heard Nimrod's birthday as well.
Yeah, that's a different thing. It has a part. It's a part of it, because what they say is that the Christmas tree. Get the verse in there where it talks about the Christmas tree. Yeah, it's in Jeremiah. What they're saying is that when you bow down to the tree and get the presents, you're bowed down to the god Nimrod. That's what you're doing. You're saying it's a verse in here where it talks about that. You got it? Who got it first? You got it? You let the youngster beat you?
This is the book of Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, from the top. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
You see that? The customs of the people are vain. They worship the sun, moon, and stars. They into astrology. They enter things that has no power. These are things that's controlled by God. So why worship the creation when you can worship the Creator? It just don't make sense. Continue.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Now, we finna get into this Christmas. You hear this? Now, one cutteth a tree down in the forest, and what?
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Now, you remember Christmas, deck the halls with, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be the same. Yeah, Jeremiah 10. Go ahead.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. You
see that? These trees are just stupid, dumb trees. We're sitting here bowing down and putting presents under it and all this extra stuff, following pagan traditions. And then they had the audacity to put my Lord and Savior name on it. and talking about some Christ's birthday when the Bible tells us not to even celebrate birthdays. So why would he want us to celebrate his birthday? You got to understand that. It's verses in here that strictly goes against us celebrating one's birthday. Do you know in the Satanic Bible that celebrating your birthday is the most highest holy day in the Satanic Bible? Did you know that? That is true. You can Google it. That is the highest holy day in the Satanic Bible. Worship of oneself, your birthday. The Bible says, don't worry about the day you were born. You should celebrate the day you were died. That's what's important. How you lived your life is what's important. Your legacy you left behind, not the day you came into the world, because who are you? What makes you so special that everybody got to celebrate your birth? That's what God talking about. You like, who are you, my boy? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you got? You got something?
Doing the Job.
The birthday? Go ahead.
We'll start at the top.
Yeah, for the story. Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright and one that feared God.
You see that? You know the story of Job, right? You ever heard Job, the one that was plagued? But yeah, God allowed the devil to plague him with all kinds of different things. But he was an upright man that never broke the law or nothing. He did everything right. He started from the top, Job 1:1. That's where he started at. Go ahead.
And eschewed evil.
And
there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7.
Skip to the point.
All right. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day.
You see that? His sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day. So on their birthday, on their birthdays, they went into the house and had a little party. Go ahead.
And sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them.
So they called their sisters in like, hey, y'all come on the party with us. This is the birthday. We finna turn up. Go ahead.
And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them and rose up early in the morning.
Now, that next morning after they partied and all, the man Job, what he did, he went and gathered all the stuff he needed to gather so he can go to the temple and do a sacrifice for them, because in his mind and what he know, they sin partying. So he had to go do a sin offering for them. So God didn't kill him. Go ahead, continue.
And offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all.
So for everybody that was in that party, he had to do a separate offering for. So that means all 7 of his sons and his 3 daughters. Go ahead, sorry.
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
No, that's it. Bring that priest about.
It's the same thing.
Go ahead.
It's the same thing, just in the NIV. This is the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 5. Should not your plenty?
Huh?
1 verse 4.
Salakia, King. That was 4 and 5.
I'm in the 1611.
1611? Yeah.
Okay, I got you. 1 and 5, right?
1 and 4.
4. I got you. This is the book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 4. His sons used to hold feast in their homes on their birthdays.
Salakia. What version? GNT?
It's the NIV.
There you go, NIV.
His sons used to hold feast in their homes on their birthdays. And they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When they,
you see that? So now we know. So now we know, 1, you got to get you some fringes. 2, you got to stop getting the edge ups and don't cut your beard off. Let it grow. See, mine don't grow. I wish it grew. I want a full beard. I'm damn near 45, and I can't even get a full beard. I want a full beard. And if you can get a full beard and you cutting it off, we're going to have a problem.
No, I'm still fighting puberty.
Yeah, all right. So we know, let that beard grow. Get these fringes. Stop lining up. We also know now, worshiping these holidays ain't it. We got to keep the holy days, the Feast of Weeks, Tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? Jubilees, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Lights. We have holy days that we got to celebrate. Nicanor. We got all these different holy days that we have to celebrate according to the Bible, that we turn up and have fun. And every celebration that we celebrate, guess what we're celebrating actually? God told us to celebrate these things. We're celebrating the destruction and demise of our enemies, how we conquered them in every one of the celebrations and holy days that we celebrate.
How you spell that last?
Which one? The Feast of Nicanor? That's in the Apocrypha. Just type in Feast of Nicanor. It's in the Apocrypha. It'll pop up and you can read into that and figure out that. You can also find the Feast of Lights in the Apocrypha. The rest of them you'll find in the first 5 books, in the Book of Laws.
I think I heard. What is your view on the Book of Enoch?
The Book of Enoch,
Yeah.
it's a story.
That's what
It's not really part of the. I don't attest to it. I don't attest to it. It's a story that was made years and years later. It ain't even worth, you know what I'm saying, trying to credit towards the Bible.
Is it in the Apocrypha?
No, it's not in the Apocrypha at all. No, it's not one of the books of the Apocrypha.
Okay.
It's what they call it pseudo-pigrapha. Pseudo meaning fake. That's what pseudo means, pseudo-pigrapha. Yeah, it's a Jewish fable. It's kind of like you would say, well, I wouldn't even say mythical, because a lot of the mythical stories is true. The mythology is true somewhere. And some of it, not all of it, but some of it is. You know? So you got to understand, just dig. What I suggest to you, brother, is start reading the first 5 books of the Bible. Start getting these laws into your mind. Start learning these laws. You feel me? Once you get these laws down packed, you start becoming a master of the laws to a certain degree. You start reading the book of wisdoms. And once you get the laws and the wisdoms together, you'll start gaining more knowledge of everything else you read in the Bible, because it'll start being self-explanatory, because now you understand the laws, you understand the wisdoms, and coupled together, you'll be able to understand the place and the lives of the Israelites you're reading.
You said Book of Wisdom of Solomon? Or
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, the Book of Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, which is the same book. Those are the books of wisdoms. You read those. You read the books of the prophets. You read the first 5 books of the Bible itself: Genesis, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Leviticus. What was the other one? Did I miss one? Exodus. There you go. You read those 5. Get the laws. What you got?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 13.
What the hell is that?
For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. Verse 14. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age.
You see that? God tells us to start off as babies. Start off with the milk. Don't try to go eating steak before you even got teeth in your mouth. So just slow it down a little bit. Don't start tripping out on all the super duper stuff and all the extracurricular books like what you just asked me, and go straight back to the beginning of the book. Start off with the first 5 books of the laws. Learn these laws. And while you're learning the laws, go read some of them books of the wisdom, so you can start gaining wisdom and laws at the same time. Coupled together, you start reading the books of the prophecies. And as they start coming to you, and you start getting wisdom and knowledge and understanding, the prophecies will come alive. And then when you start reading the other books like New Testaments and all that, everything in there makes sense, because now you got the backstory to everything. And you understand what you're reading now, and you don't have to be like the Christians do and just make up stuff to fit what you think you want to know.
Do we care about versions?
What you mean by that? Clarify your question,
Lately,
please.
I've been doing 1611, read it, and then I go to King James version, like the
1611 is King James.
I mean the translate, like the one with the correct spelling. I'm trying to say.
The New King James.
Thank you, New King James. And then from there, I
read all the translations. Okay. I wouldn't say it's a big thing for you to try to harbor on one, because each one has its different things that's relevant to the whole storyline. Okay. Like some give you a little more plain English, like GNT or ESV. But I wouldn't say don't harbor on and say this is the main one. This is it. This is all I got. This is all I'm gonna read. No, use that. KJV is the one that's closer to the translated text of the KJV itself, but it's written in Old English. That's the thing. So if you don't understand Old English fully, it's gonna throw you off a little bit. So sometimes you want to read other comparisons of versions to compare them together to get a clearer understanding of what you're reading. And at the same time, try to get you to this app called Blue Letter Bible. Download that, and then you can use that to look into the Greek and the Hebrew that it was actually written in, and you can see the translations, and you can do the comparative text, and then you'll be able to identify the errors in translations and everything else, and you'll know exactly what you're talking about, instead of just reading and assuming what it says. You know exactly what they were saying, because it's written in Greek, and it's going to tell you what the Greek word is. It's going to tell you what the Greek word meant when they used it, so you don't have to assume this is exactly what they're saying right here. You see what I'm saying? And then you could put it together yourself and understand it for yourself. And then we got a brother that's in our group that just brought out the Hebrew Israelite Bible, where it has translations and everything is already written in Paleo Hebrew and different things of nature. So, hey, if you're interested in that, you can also get you one of those, and then you can use that with your other Bibles, and you'll be in the game, Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But don't worry yourself with things that's above you right now. Start with the stuff at the bottom right now. Just build yourself up, brother. Do your thing. Don't. I can see you have a zeal. You have an energy. You have a hunger for knowledge. That's a good thing. I wish all our brothers had that. I wish I had it at your age.
Nah, because it was the younger, I was slippery slope and the
It happens. It happens. It couldn't have been no slipperier than my slope. I guarantee you that. I got 15 years in prison for my slippery slopes. You feel me? So everybody has their life and their plight that they have to live and walk. God brought you here for a purpose. He set you in front of us for a reason. It's your time, King.
All right. All right. All right. This is the wisdom of... Huh?
It's the monologue of Sirach.
Yes, the monologue of Sirach. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself. And the
Hold on. You see that? It's saying that spoken in Hebrew, it has more force with it. It has more power behind it. You understand? Than spoken in English.
Makes sense.
Like I could say, death to Babylon in English. It don't mean nothing to people that really don't care about Babylon, don't know what it is. But if I say blah blah blah, those that know what I'm saying, that holds a lot more meaning. Because now God, I'm speaking the language of the angels, the language of the gods, the language that only those that's in connect know the connected words. You understand me? There's a whole language that God gave his people, a dress code, a culture. Go ahead, King.
That would depictions of angels also be considered graven images?
A depiction of anything on heaven and earth, if you bow down and worship it, it's a graven image.
This keyword, if you bow down and worship, or
it becomes idolatry. You shouldn't make it, period. It's a graven image, but if you bow down, it becomes idolatry.
I get that,
So you shouldn't make anything, any kind of graven image of anything in heaven or on earth. That's one of the laws. Got you. Any other questions? You know what the angels look like?
Allegedly.
Allegedly? What you think they look like?
When I say allegedly, because it's the...
you know what to get?
Translate, it's the, I'm thinking of the seraphim, I'm thinking of the eyes, I'm thinking of the wings, like eyes on wings and stuff, but I'm like, that don't...
A seraphim?
Yeah, that's what I was like, seraphim.
With all the eyes on them and everything?
Not the cherubim, it wasn't
a cherubim?
No, was it the cherubim?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I'm trying to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm like, because I'm trying to translate this. I'm like, man, this not making too much
You got it?
Yeah. All right, you start at 1, 2.
Yeah, start at the point.
Then the two, what's the two angels
This
on
is the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 2. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. Verse 3, and one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried. And the house was filled with smoke.
Yeah, that's it. We don't need all that. So you wasn't wrong. You described what you seen in the Bible. That's what it says. It has eyes, 6 wings. But the thing is, it's much more. That's in the heavenly form.
37.
So if they call Christ the Son of Man, I don't think it's correct to call AI the Son of Man.
Is it 24? 26. Is that what you're looking for? 24.
You see it? No. Just use your phone. You could have been found it. That's not it. As in the days of Noah.
I thought it was Matthew.
What is it?
I thought it was Matthew.
As in the days of Noah.
27?
No, 24 and what? 36.
Yeah, 36.
He's looking at 26. I'm like, that's not it.
All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and the hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of Son of Man be.
You see that? So Christ is the Son of Man. So AI is not the Son of Man.
Yep, it was a miss.
But I can tell you this: it is some of the works of the devil. Because what is the goal of the devil? To try to be God, right? According to Christianity, he wants to be God. So he copies everything God does, supposedly, right? So if he's copying everything God do, supposedly, God made man, and then man made AI to copy, in our image.
That's what I was.
So Son of Man, no.
Yeah, thank you.
Direct evil? Yes. Any more questions?
Yeah. Nah.
Okay, Nakamash. Nakamash. For sure, King. Appreciate you.
Deacon. Sicari.
We are the children of the one Yahweh.
The chosen.
Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh. And he has given his laws to us. Now everything belongs to us. We above all nations, all nations.
What?
Above all nations, all nations.
Yeah.
We are the chosen of the one Yahweh. Above all nations.
We above, we ain't equal, tell the judge. This is legal, only love to my people. They my cuz, they my amigos. Don't shed blood, don't do evil, don't do drugs, don't do needles. Who I was, this the sequel, I don't mug. Keep it peaceful, all the nations, they below.